Yes, you do. All right.
Whoa. Okay. That's a registration I've never heard from a man before. Good Lord.
Clearly, you haven't been poked in the bunghole. All right, let's start
Yes,
off.
that would be accurate. Nothing's ever been near my butt.
Toilet paper. The fuck?
You know what? You're right. Yeah, I do wipe my ass.
You had to think about it for a second. Like, oh shit, I use my
I was like,
fingers?
well, shit. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, no, my own fingers have been there before.
Well, I don't. I have a bidet.
We're a different kind of bougie. You wipe your ass, I wash it. Fuck you.
Yeah, they can't get rid of bidets, dude. If this
Those will never go away. Honestly,
Donald Trump thing where it makes it harder to get a Japanese bidet over here, we're gonna have an issue.
I'm surprised that there aren't more of them. There aren't more of them in the West. That's more of an Eastern European Asian country thing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm really surprised that those haven't made their way because that's a much more efficient way of washing your ass after you have to take a poop.
But here's the thing: America doesn't care because we can save trees, right, by not using all this toilet paper. But
and save money. It's not going to cost as much in monthly toilet paper expenses. And,
water. We have a lot of that. But and it keeps refilling with water. It's all around us. But whatever, man. And I'm gonna say that bidets are satisfying for male and female. I think everybody would be more. I think there'd be less violence, and I think everybody would be more happy if we had more.
Bidets are we created bidets world peace. That's why everybody started using bidets. Just freaking
so angry at work, but if they come home and they use a bidet and they have a little trinkle in their butt, it makes them right before their beer.
I want a bidet that the whole toilet is shaped like Squirtle.
Just its mouth open.
Yep. When you push the button, you just hear Squirtle, and it just freaking.
It's open. It looks like it's swallowing your ass, dude. That's great.
That's how we're gonna get rich, buddy. Not this podcast. We're gonna make Pokemon themed toilets with bidets built into them.
And the whole, I love it. Okay, let's get into this before I start before I start drawing up some plans.
Right? Yeah, we're gonna do porcelain. How we're gonna make this? Yeah.
What kind of paint are we gonna use? All right, so start off with weekly stuff. I don't know how much you watched, but I watched
most of it.
I watched One Piece, Lazarus, Yaiba. I'll skip that one. That's Bye Bye Earth, but that's not important. Black Butler, Windbreaker, Fire Force, The Beginning of the End, and The Country Bumpkin.
Okay. Only one of those I didn't watch was Lazarus. I keep forgetting about Lazarus because it's HBO. Oh man, that's my bad. I forgot about Lazarus. It is. I'm not denying that. It's just I keep forgetting because of all the places for it to be on. It's on HBO.
All right, I'm just gonna start texting you in the middle of the week. Just
Max.
Just right, text you Max.
Maze.
Okay. So I have a couple letdowns. I don't know if you made your list for letdowns.
I did.
Yaiba is a letdown for me. Not gonna lie.
Really?
I didn't. Okay. I didn't really like it. Like it's fine. It's this episode in particular. I didn't really care.
Like the whole thing itself is a letdown for you, or just this last episode?
No, just this episode was just.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean that's also just a show. They're not changing the show at all. They're just changing the animation.
So I know that and knowing the original show, there's going to be some episodes that are just not. I don't care about. But this one in particular, I was like, I actually turned on my phone, which I never do during anime, but I actually turned on my phone.
That's fair.
So that was sad. I told you this earlier. I attempted an isekai.
Oh.
It's the anime I told you like yesterday, whatever. The Brilliant Healer, New Life in the Shadows. Attempted it out.
This is actually not an isekai. That's just a fantasy anime.
I only got into like half an episode, as you know.
Yep.
I thought it was because the title says a brilliant healer in a new life in the shadows. So I assumed
No,
was
you
like
know,
a
he
new life.
starts a new life in the shadows.
Oh,
That's not really an isekai. He started out in a party, they kicked him out, and then he just became a healer in the shadows.
well,
Kind of
that title just stupid title then.
It's probably just a translation. Something got lost.
It probably is. But if people like fantasy like that, go ahead. It gives every vibe of a isekai like thing. But I dropped it because of the harem feel. I got a little tingle in my bones. A little tingle after the second girl, the one with the big muscles, came in and was like, I'm gonna wait for what's his name to come back. And then another girl comes in. And then another girl comes in. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then there's already a chick that cooks. If I'm going to be the wife of who, I was like, oh my gosh. Never mind. All done. I dipped my toe back in. I'm out. See ya.
It's a. You could have asked me. I would have told you. I take one for the team when it comes to watching those. I would have told you the same thing. I was like, it's a harem. The story itself, it's the premise is not bad. It just gets overshadowed by the harem plot. The premise of the show itself is not bad. It's just the harem stuff and the fact that it's only girls for the most part, and all the bad guys are guys. And it's just the premise. It has so much potential, but it just gets ruined by the excessive harem tropes. If that makes sense.
Why can't things be done right? Why can't you add a few boys, right? Like a common got killed. More girls than guys. I mean, it didn't last very long, but more girls than guys. But there was still sexualizing on the girls, gross. But more girls than guys, right? But they're all attractive, yada yada. Why can't you do that? Why can't you do Eminence and Shadow? Why can't you do that? He has a gaggle of women, but as you watch the show, it's not that. You don't really.
You don't get the sense of the harem tropes aren't there. Yeah,
they're more like yes, master. They're
right. They're devout followers that just happen to have tiggle bitties.
Exactly. Why can't you do that? I would have watched that show if they did that. Just don't all want to sleep with him. Just be friends with him.
Well, Echo, she's different.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. They're all different. This chick had had Wolverine teeth, and I was like, ugh.
Oh.
The girl with the muscles, whatever her name is. I don't even know because I got
the orc chick. Yeah.
Yeah, is that what she is? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, she's an orc.
Fangs. I was like,
no, fangs. That's the.
She has like two little like.
Oh, that's the
rip chick, 6-pack.
I think that's the lycanthrope. That's the wolf lady.
The wolf lady.
So the wolf lady or the lizard chick? Was it the one where the lizard? Well, you didn't even get that far. One of the lizard chicks. The reason she knows. Yeah,
is this monster Musume, whatever that one's called.
So the only character, the four character chicks that you saw at the beginning, one is a Lich Queen, which she or she's technically called a wraith, but she's a Lich Queen. She already lived in the house that they live in already, but she's just like, the healer's just like, I can kill you right now, or you could just shut the fuck up and go back upstairs, and we'll take this floor. Basically, and she's just like, sounds good.
Sounds good.
The other three that are there, they set this up poorly. They're doing the whole, we're showing you what it is now, and then now we're going to show you the story after that, how it gets to that point. And the three chicks you see at the beginning each come in for a doctor visit separately. The lizard chick, the one with the green jacket, she had her whole arm was cut off, and he basically regenerated it from scratch. So now she's just like,
I saw that. That was in the episode.
Yeah. And then she was just like, all right, yeah, all right, we're good. I love you kind of thing. And then that's that. Yeah. Okay. The next one, I
don't need any more.
I forgot what it was about. Yeah. I forgot what it was with the lycanthrope, the wolf chick. I think they actually tried to fight him, but then he was just like, no, and just slapped all of them and then healed them after he slapped them. And then they were just like, all right, you're cool.
Yeah.
And then the orc lady, she's just an idiot. She swallowed a bomb, basically, and he went there and cut her stomach open, pulled it out, and healed it back up again. And then now she's in love with him. But the problem, yeah, it's fucking dumb, to be completely honest.
Gross. We're gonna move on from that yuckiness. I'm back out of the fantasy. Gross. We're gonna move on to Country Bumpkins dub.
Oh God, I don't watch it in dub. After the first episode, I watched it in sub. I have not watched it in dub since. It's very bad.
I watched the whole way through.
You're a trooper. You're a trooper.
Yeah.
That dub is terrible.
It is garbage. It is so bad. Amazon. Stop. Okay. I know it's Amazon, right?
Yep.
Just get pulling Disney voice actors and voice actresses and get the real guys. There's a big difference between TV show cartoons, voice actresses and actors, and TV show, and like there's a whole other skill you have to learn to be able to do anime, because it's not supposed to sound like Fairy Odd Parents. It's supposed to sound like anime.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
it's bad.
Like here's how it goes. It goes cartoons, which when you watch cartoons, you don't think, oh, this is awful voice acting. It's just we're used to it. It's just how it is. It cartoon, and then it goes just like animation movies, like Zootopia or something like that.
Right.
And then it goes anime. There are 3 different levels, man, and they just grabbed all freaking TV show people. It is so bad, and I like it. And I'm pretty sure it's not a shonen. I think it's just an action movie or action anime. And I haven't watched an action anime. There's no difference except for the fact that shonen means boy. So if it's not a 15-year-old kid,
right. Only thing is, it's starting to get a little harem-y.
Is it? No, it's not. What?
Yep. All of his students are like head over heels for him. All his female students.
Oh yeah, there. Okay, yes, there is.
But it's just not as heavy. It's not as heavy as.
I actually didn't feel it because there's also the guy that's also head over heels for him. So I didn't feel it because that, not head over heel, but that
he's not like he's not like I. Yeah, he's just like, teach me the ways of the Force, Master.
Exactly. I thought he was going to be a Bakugo for the whole show, and I was going to be like, oh, here's another trope.
Here we go, right? Yeah.
And then he gets his ass whooped, and he's like, gets slapped out of it, and he's like, oh, teach me. I was like,
right.
Okay, that's a nice breather. It's like grown-ups for once, it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
And so I actually like that guy. I feel like if the show keeps going on well, and I still continue with it, he's probably going to have some cool fights and some cool moments, because as you could tell, that spin move thing,
yeah,
they put a little extra money in that one.
Yeah, they did.
They're like, it's like a little signal, like this guy is going to do something later.
Right. Yeah. This guy's important.
Yeah.
Pay attention to the money splooge.
Yeah. So you actually opened my eye to the fact that this is getting a little harem. It will be if one more dang student comes in.
There's already 3 or 4. The 2 that are the redhead, the Knight Commander chick, and then there's another Knight chick that's there. But then there's also a sword mage. Yeah. All 4 of them are students of his. It's very subtle, though. You don't get it all at once, and it's only like a short, small part of the anime episode itself. It's only like a 30-second spat.
It's fine if they don't get feelings, because he is supposed to be like, he has gray hair. Like, he's supposed to be a 40-year-old or something like that. And
right.
Not supposed to be. So if they don't do the whole zaddy thing, they don't.
Well, no, the 2 definitely are. The
I haven't heard it though. They haven't.
Oh, you haven't been paying attention then, because the Knight Commander and the Adventurer chick.
But I have not heard it. If I hear the words of anything like, oh, he's so cute, whatever the fuck it is, if I hear anything like that, I won't drop the show, but I'll be like,
you'll be disappointed. Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's fair.
I get.
I mean, the two are definitely moist in the loins for their teacher, but I mean, it's one of those.
Yes, I really hope the wife that the grandma or the lover that the grandpa and grandma is not one of them. I actually hope it's a teacher, another swordsman or something that grew up with him. Please let it be something like that, because she was trained. So I hope it's someone from the village or someone closer to his age that he meets along the way.
I think it's going to be that mage that he fought. That mage that he fought.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be her because she's just like the strongest mage in the kingdom. And
young.
Well, she or one of her students came by and said she's been using magic to keep herself young. She's like Bonnie, Jewelry Bonnie, where she uses, instead of a devil fruit, she uses magic to keep herself young. I theorize that she's actually his age. And it's going to be a whole thing in the show where she's going to like creep him out with all the love and lust. And he's like, you look like you're 12, go away. And then she's going to like show him who she really is. And he's going to be like, oh.
All right.
If that's what happens, then I am dropping the show. Right, yeah. Then I am dropping the show because I predicted that from like episode 3 or 2. And that means that this anime is just at that point, it's just subtly, too predictable.
Yeah.
At that point.
For right now, I'm enjoying it. I was actually kind of hoping the teacher would have, when the girl goes back to get her little thingy, I was really hoping that teacher or that girl was going to whoop all their asses. And that
yeah.
she goes back and I was waiting for it, but then they come back in. I was like, damn it, dude. I want to see her just whoop ass. Freaking dicks.
Yeah.
Damn. I was so disappointed. I was like,
the fight scene between him and the Griffin was phenomenal. I will say this. That was good. I like the fact that this is an anime where it's just like, all right, these like magical beasts, these creatures, these enemies we're fighting, we're not overpowering them. They will overpower us. We actually have to use our wit and our skill to be able to beat them, because we can't just overpower these magical beasts. We can't overpower our enemies.
Yeah, and that comes with his age, which is a nice thing to feel. It comes with the fact that it's not just raw strength. He's older and he knows his own limits and he knows what he can and cannot do. Like if he was 20 years younger, the first hit he took from the thingy, he would have gotten right back up. But like you can see it throughout the show that he is an older man. So he's playing you're right. He's playing more of the thinky game than the more just raw strength. I'm just trying to boost my ego thing, and I like that. I want to see him be like, "Oh, my knee." I wait for that moment. I'm out.
Favorite parts of this week I had written down. Well, there's 3.
I know what yours is. I know one of them is
Arthur from Fire Force.
Yeah,
that was great. Yeah. Arthur from Fire Force was great. I loved seeing how Obi was preventing himself from being stung. That was just hilarious. It was just so stupid, and it's just so stupid. It's funny. Muscles, yeah. Optimize strength. Yeah, that was just perfect. But then Arthur, it was so cringy. It was good though.
Yeah.
But then Arthur came in and just dragon swing. Like he just came in and he was just horny the entire time, and his cape and then his sword actually like doing stuff. Like that's the first time we've seen his cape in action. Yeah. And then his sword like quadrupled in size. Like now he's swinging around a giant plasma meat cleaver against this enemy until the enemy destroys it.
Yeah.
We also get to see that a lot of their powers are infernal based.
Yes.
Like that dragon's power it's an infernal based power. He can cross over from human to infernal. And one second, my camera's bugging me.
If I was on their side, I would be like, "Oh, I want that power." If I was on the other side,
is my shit blurry for you too?
Just a little bit, yeah.
The hell?
It's not actually what it's gonna look like.
Okay, whatever. So that I liked it. I like where at least the fights are going good. They're doing a good job with the fights. I feel like they rushed the whole first Fire Force division captain just turncoating like that. I still don't care for that, but the rest of it is so good. The fights, Shinra axe kicking him to the basement floor, that was great. Oh my god, I was like, oh. And we're about to see the Fire Force captain actually like use his power now. He's like,
Yeah.
The last thing we got was Nova Burst, and I was like,
I was like, you guys are in trouble.
Yeah, this whole building's about to be gone in like 10 seconds. You need to run.
Yep. Endeavor. Actually, no, I haven't seen Endeavor.
That's
nothing on him.
And then I liked Windbreaker episode. It was just hilarious. It wasn't like fighting or anything. It was just hilarious when the cross-dresser walked up to him and he's just like, "Hi, how are you? It's nice to meet you. Are you the only girl at this school?" And then all of his buddy guys like, "No, that's a dude. He's like like a Cosmo, like the Cosmo thing from when he was caught by in the movie, he was caught by the Chimera, and he's like, I took the best parts from all types of human, male and female, and then ding. In his face when that happened, that was just pure cinema. That was so funny. But that's all I had. And then To Be Hero X, but I'll talk about that in a minute.
Well, you can go ahead right now.
I love that episode. That episode was great. I also loved how the actor is embodying the hero that killed Moon. Mm-hmm. But I like how I like where the story's going, because I think he's going to be his replacement. I think that's where they're showing us this actor turned hero, just like this, just like with Nice. What was he? He was a commercial writer. He wrote commercials. He produced commercials. A producer, whatever we'll call it that. And then he turned into a hero, and then he went from being Nice to the commoner, who is just as powerful as Nice now, or even stronger than Nice, because of what he did to try to save Moon. So I like where it's going. It's going in many different directions, and it's a collage of all this stuff that's going to just get melded together by the end of the season. And I love stuff like that, because it's impossible to predict where the show's going until you get to like the meat and potatoes of the actual show itself. I'm excited.
I should have watched it. First or last, but I watched it right before Country Bumpkin. So I was like, I got off the high, and I went straight to
Country Bumpkin.
Rappy voice. Kind of ruined it, but yes, I thought this show feels like an underdog. Another anime that's getting a lot of love now, but wasn't advertised very much. Again, well, this is by Crunchyroll, but wasn't advertised as much as it should have been. I think it's still getting the appropriate amount of love. I think everybody that wants to watch it is watching it because of social media, but I didn't hear nothing about this anime until like I saw a scene after episode 1. After episode 1, I saw a scene a couple days later, and I was like, I'll give this a shot. And then I went to go watch it, but I didn't see it on Crunchyroll. You might have, but I didn't see it nowhere. They need their advertising stuff more.
So what's the anime?
Huh?
What's the anime you're talking about?
To Be Hero.
Okay.
Oh, you thought
I thought you were talking about a different anime. Yeah, I was just like, all right, what? All right, I get it. What's the anime, dude?
To Be Hero X.
Yeah. I'm surprised because the amount of money that's going into that animation alone, plus the fact that it's a simulcast, like a true simulcast, like they're releasing the dub, sub, and the whatever it's not sub anymore because that's Chinese. The dong, I don't know. I don't know. They're Donghua, so I don't know. Donghua. Yeah, they're really yeah. What? Well, no. So To Be Hero X was a Donghua. That's a Chinese manga. Yeah. So they're releasing everything all at once, and I love the fact that because of Arcane, we're getting more of this animation style, and it's Bilibili. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Bilibili Studios that's doing this. It's Bilibili Studios and Aniplex.
Oh, dude, I miss Aniplex. Fucking
Aniplex.
yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't that Fates?
Yeah,
No.
Aniplex has had their hands in absolutely everything. Aniplex is like a giant, like, just anime producing studio.
Gosh,
But
dude.
Aniplex and Billy are doing that, and I gotta say, I like this animation way better than Arcane's because of two reasons. Just listen. Arcane did do some 2D stuff, but it wasn't like a transition in a fight scene from 3D to 2D back to 3D back to 2D. There you have to fight. It was just, all right, we're gonna open up this scene, this whole episode with a 2D little slideshow here of Vi kicking the shit out of street thugs, and then now we're going back to 3D for the rest of the show. No, it starts 3D, and then when the fight scene starts, you get the 3D animation, and then it switches to 2D so smoothly. And then the 2D animation is top tier, and then it switches back to 3D for like that whole is just it's great. Like my nips get hard when I see that shit. It just goes from 3D to 2D to 3D to 2D to 3D to 2D to 3D finisher. I'm like, oh yes. It's so good. It's so visually pleasing and it's done so well. The transitions are so seamless. It's just I want more. I want more animes done like that.
I don't know what I was gonna say.
I don't know. You had a thought and then it just disappeared. I literally watched it pop into your head and like ricochet off as soon as you were getting ready to talk about it. I watched it live in 1080p. Right here.
I forgot. I would like some more animes like that. It was a side thing. I was gonna say, did you notice those slivers of 3D in Country Bumpkin?
I did. It wasn't like true 3D. There was a lot. There was quite a bit of CGI in some of the fight scenes.
Yeah, and when he fought the guy, the kid, a lot of that was CGI. But it was mixed in. It was the deep layer. It
was done well.
It was mixed in with the 2D at the same time, so I could see it. But if I wasn't really paying attention hard, it would have just looked normal. But I was like, I see what you're doing there.
It was done well. I'm not gonna lie. That was like what Windbreaker did. It was done well.
Yeah,
you could tell if you paid like close attention, but it's done well enough where if you're just watching the show to watch the show, you're not going to notice.
Yeah, the body is 2D, but the sword
surroundings, yep,
CGI.
Yep.
Like when they slashed here, I think it was that moment when he did the slashing or passing of the thing. One sword was CGI, one sword was 2D. I was like, "Ha! I see you.
Mm-hmm.
I see you.
You know,
let's go.
Well.
Let's go. Okay.
Shall we get into the meat and potatoes?
I was gonna say, how many episodes are there going to be of To Be Hero 6? I should look that up.
To be sure, I don't know. I would imagine 12 because if they're doing the anime release and they're only 20 minutes long, I'd say they're going to stick to like a normal release. But given its popularity and how popular it is, I wouldn't be surprised if they stick it out for 24 because that anime is stupid popular right now.
Yeah.
It's almost like Solo Leveling Season 1 popular.
Okay. Well,
it's getting there. Which, rightfully so, it deserves all the hype.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. It's Billy, dude. Like,
I see. It's already made, so I see.
That's kind of what I thought too. But then at the same time, I was like, given how slow they're getting to that halfway point to bring all the chess pieces onto the board, it might take longer. I mean, it might be a longer one. It depends. We're only on episode 5 now. We'll have to see how episode 6 goes. Because typically it takes 4 episodes for the final climax to actually take place.
Yeah.
So we'll see. It's all going to depend on on episode 6.
Yeah. So it wasn't not Lazarus. You haven't watched Black Butler yet. I'm not going to go into it. Good little info dump here. Who is the werewolf? Good little info dump here. Anyway, okay. You watch Black Butler? Shame on you.
I know, I do. But I decided to watch Skypiea over again, and get. I was gonna watch Skypiea through Dressrosa, huh?
So I can't be mad at that. Okay, so well, here we go.
All right.
So today, we will be discussing I won't say ins and outs, but our takes on the golden times and favorites, and pretty good deep dive into comedy here. We haven't done something like this yet, and as being 26 but feeling 15, I love me some comedies. The stupider, the better. Sometimes. I actually don't have my. What was the first section? What was the first thing we were supposed to do? Mine's titled wrong.
Favorite comedy movies, followed by TV shows, and then followed by 5 that we believe everybody should watch for each.
Okay. I'm gonna you go first. I have some honorable mentions that I thought of because there's so many.
There's a lot.
Breeze through the honorable mentions when it's my turn. But there's so many. This. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Out of this, compared to what we did with anime, all the lists we've done with anime, this was the hardest. And to be honest, I spent like 45 minutes making this, and I feel like I needed to do it for like 3 hours. Because
I spent a lot longer on this than I did the one that we talked about for Bleach, One Piece, and Naruto. I spent more time on this one than I did on that one.
I knew it was going to be a juicer, but I was like, bro, I could switch so many.
Oh, so many of them. Yep.
Like my honorable mentions, I could put one of these up there easily and everything. And to be honest, I did some of my stuff a little different, not differently, but a little weird. But there's so many good ones, man. This is rough.
Yeah.
Okay, you go first. Your favorite 5.
So this is going to be a little bit of a mouthful here, but so my first to start off, I put Happy Gilmore, but in all reality, you could put any Sandler movie there. Like I was debating whether or not to put Happy Gilmore at that spot or Waterboy. I had a hard time deciding because I was like, which one do I like more? Because growing up, I used to scream at the top of my lungs running across through my backyard, "You're gonna die, clown!" as I was like chasing my sister or something. And then also I would just like, I'd fuck with my parents and I'd just be like, Gatorade, as I peered around a corner. Like I used like those movies were so impactful on me growing up. And Sandler movies are just great, especially Boobies for Waterboy. Mama said, Mama said,
you the devil.
The medulla oblongata. Like,
I grew up on all those too, but I think the 2 was Mr. Deeds and The Longest. Yeah. I didn't grow up on these were my friend's house all the time. It was Mr. Deeds and The Longest Yard.
Yep.
I was one of the middle school. Well, even now, but middle school, Mr. Deeds. I don't know why, but that one. Every single time I watch the girl, the love interest, and the bigger lady fight in that damn little restaurant.
Yep, that and then Happy Madison.
Yes.
Or Billy Madison. Sorry, Billy Madison.
Yes. Big Daddy. Love that one too.
Yeah.
Anger
management. I was just about to say anger management with Jack Nichols, dude. That was great. Sir, calm down. Oh, I'm calm. I just want a pair of headphones. Are we gonna have a problem here?
Why did they not do more? They had such a smash hit with
they
that.
Did.
Why didn't Jack Nichols and him team up again? He's teamed up with everyone else so many times. He's had, I
think because of how old he was.
Oh, makes sense.
He was old when they made that, and he got to a point like he after that movie, he really didn't do much more. He had one movie with Morgan Freeman because they've been friends for years, and then that was it. Like he hasn't really done anything since.
He has like 30 Oscars, so he's fine.
Yeah, he's a legendary actor.
I think are still the top two.
Yeah,
top 2, top 3 on Oscars.
So that's number one. That's just a start.
Yeah. All right, what's next?
So I have Beverly Hills Cop on here because that's another one that whole series I absolutely adored. I adore Eddie Murphy. Everything Eddie Murphy has done, I have watched. I couldn't choose an Eddie Murphy movie because I was like, when I was going through this list, I was like, who do I think of in my childhood? Eddie Murphy was one of them. And I was just like, there's so many. Because you could put here Coming to America, you could put Norbit, you could put so many things. You did? Really?
Coming to America. I think it's in my honorable mentions, actually.
Yep.
I love that movie so much.
This is so good.
Him fresh out of SNL just had banger after banger.
Yep.
Banger after banger, bro.
And then his stand-up too, like he blew up so quick. Yeah.
The Men in Black series. Fuck, I just forgot.
I have that in my honorable mentions. I have that too. But yeah, Beverly Hills Cop. I was just like, I got to put that one down there because that was like that series was great. The music, the dynamic between him and then what's his name, the cop partner. Fuck. Oh, what's his name? You look it up. I forgot.
Fuck.
Because he's good too.
It's not gonna be. I'm gonna feel bad. Is it Judd Reinhold? Judge
yes.
Reinhold?
No.
Yeah.
Is that his name?
Well, it's Detective Willie or Billy.
Yep.
Yeah. This is just a newer picture of him. He doesn't really look. He looks way different when he was younger. No, he doesn't.
Yep, Judge Reinhold. Yep, that's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dynamic between those two was just hilarious. It was great. That was just top tier.
So it was the birth of all buddy cop.
It really was.
It was the birth of.
I'm gonna come back to this the Beverly Hills Cop later on throughout the show.
What's the next one?
The next one that I put down, I was like, who made comedy for me growing up? Jim Carrey. So I put Ace Ventura. Yeah. I Mask was gonna be on my honorable mention. I was like, I like the Mask. Yeah, I like the Mask, but Ace Ventura did it for me.
Yeah.
I have exorcised the demons. This house here is clear. Dude, Ace Ventura was great. The shark tank scene, the dolphin tank scene. Yeah. Stardate, 94/16, 1996. We have a missing porpoise.
I love that.
Dude, I love Ace Ventura. Or the like a glove. When it was barking.
It's been so long, dude. What I gotta, dude. These are the thing about this making these lists is that these are movies I gotta watch on weekends now.
Right.
I gotta add these. I haven't seen these in forever.
But The Mask is definitely The Mask with Jim Carrey. That is definitely an honorable mention. Next, I also thought I had another one. I was like, what also made comedy movies for me as a childhood? My grandfather. And with my grandfather, I watched Monty Python so many times. I can't tell you how many times I watched Monty Python with my grandfather. Life of Brian and the Search Quest for the Holy Grail, those two in general. You're beaten. No, I'm not. Your arm's off. 'Tis but a scratch. Or, tis but a flesh wound. And, Monty Python, man. So, that was very impactful.
On my list.
Huh?
That's another movie I'm putting on my, movie I'm putting on my list.
Monty Python.
Basic.
Yeah.
Not basic. Overseas.
that will always be near and dear to me. I love everything about that movie, dude. And last and final, number 5 for movies, Rush Hour. In the Rush Hour series, I had to put them on there. I was like, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan. I watched those on repeat as soon as I discovered them. Always on repeat. Soo young, Soo young, Sue not so young. What the hell? tennis, get them titties out of here.
Apparently they're actually finally doing one. The last one.
Chris Tucker said that they were working on it.
Yeah.
Well, like they're scheduled to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that. I am.
Finally.
But yeah, that's it for me for movies. Honorable mentions. I had for my favorite. I had the Friday series as honorable mentions. I also have. Yeah, we'll just leave it at that because if I go through this list that I have here, I have the 1 and 5 highlighted. We'll just leave it at that. Friday series, honorable mentioned, and then The Mask and Coming to America.
Okay.
Oh, I am gonna say this because legally, being a fat white man from Wisconsin, I can't deny Chris Farley his right dues because he's from Madison, Wisconsin. Tommy Boy, and Beverly Hills Ninja.
Yeah.
Chris Farley needs to get his dues, man. He was going to be Shrek, but yeah, cocaine. All right, that's it for me.
I like my Shrek. All right, number 1 I have is The Other Guys. That's not number 1. This is just well, it's my favorite. Whatever. Ted 2. I love Ted 2. I don't know why. This next one is a movie I have seen more than any other movie on this list because for some reason I can watch it on repeat. Barbershop Final Cut. I love that movie. Oh my gosh!
I forgot about those. Why did I forget about those?
In here and I face with this Negrosaurus. It is so great. Coming here like this guy's about to take me a tour of Jurassic Park. It's 50 Shades of Grey looking ass. Oh my gosh, I love that movie so much. Who had sex with you and didn't like it? Vegan chili is delicious.
Forgot about that shit. Oh shit! I can't believe I forgot that. What the hell? Jesus Christ! Oh,
I like crazy bitches. Step on me. Oh my gosh! Jerome was like boiled okra, just runny and unappetizing to the human palate.
Oh.
Okay, and then I have Anchorman 2 because of how stupid
it is. Yep.
That I love it so much.
I'm blind. Feel that. Sticks up his leg. Feel my calf. Doesn't that feel like a cock?
Black. Yes, I'm black. Black.
You're not doing the lips justice. Black. I'm sorry. Okay, I got it out.
I love these movies to death, but honestly, a lot of these, like Anchorman 2 and the other guys, can be switched out with Coming to America and any of the other movies. But the last one, the 5th one here, is because I grew up on this, is Napoleon Dynamite.
Yep, that's a matter to mention this.
Classic, good PG movie that I always go back to for just a good time. Come on, Tina, come eat your ham. I love this. I love the movie so much.
Yeah, LaShonda and I are going to the. What did he say? Like, I'm making a mixtape for LaShonda.
Yeah. And when the boys, let me get some tots. No, man, get your own.
What, Pedro?
Oh, I love that movie so much. It's just a good feel movie. Like it's not hilarious, but it's fun. My honorable mentions was 22 and 21 Jump Street, 40-Year-Old Virgin,
Yeah.
Hangover, Coming to America, and Shaun of the Dead. Those are all movies that I also really love, and a lot of those can get intertwined with these.
Yep.
I forgot to should have been up in there.
I forgot to put. I actually just edited my that everyone should watch, but I forgot to put any Medea movie.
Oh yeah,
I forgot to put those in anywhere. Any Medea movie, especially the newest one.
Yeah,
the graduation.
Oh my gosh!
What she just say? What she? Oh no, she didn't say that up in this biatch. What the fuck did she just say? I want to wear all black, represent up in this motherfucker. Oh shit! That would any Medea movie. Those are all great.
Yeah,
I know Taekwondo. I know whoop your ass.
And also all the plays or the plays that they do. Those are hilarious as well.
When he breaks character.
Yeah.
When that one kid comes up, he just looks up and just looks at his knees. He's just like and
he goes back into his normal voice. That's so great, dude. I love those. Okay, now your favorite comedy TV shows.
Okay, so for my favorite comedy TV shows, I got Family Guy.
Okay.
I got South Park. I got Blue Mountain State. I have the Chappelle Show.
I thought about Chappelle Show.
And then I have Boston Legal. Now there's many, many, many others that you could put on here, but those are shows that I used to like before I was like major into anime. I used to literally just have playing and running 24/7 while I was doing other shit. And I just love them. Boston Legal will always have a special place in my heart because it's William Shatner and James Spader. They're just, that dynamic was just electrifying. That was just great. It's just those two on the screen at the same time. Plus, it has that old like misogynistic humor there, and then like Denny or Will Shatner's character is always getting chastised for it, and James Spader just kind of just like sarcastically encourages it and then laughs every time he gets in trouble, basically, but protects him every time. It's just great. Plus, James Spader is just James Spader. He's just that was young prime James Spader too.
Yeah, that was young prime. He was a little different, and
he had hair.
Well. Yeah. Don't fuck with me. I am the Lizard King. That's when I everything in this world revolves around sex. It's one of my favorite from The Office. My list is The Office, Modern Family, Cosby Show, Family Guy, and Psych. One of my favorite episodes, actually, of Psych is with William Shatner. I never and when he one of my favorite scenes is when they both say something at the same time and they go what, and then they chest bump each other real quick in the precinct. What, and they go. Oh.
William Shatner was actually in some sitcoms that were absolutely hilarious. Yeah, like he was in the show Shit My Dad Says.
Yeah,
for a little while. Then that was right when wokeism started to kind of come onto the scene, and then that show got canceled because of it's Will Shatner humor. So yeah, that's getting
just ruined my shit.
That show was great up until like all the like the old like 60s and 70s like action heroes. Like they were all in that show. They all guest starred and appeared in that show. Like you got to see Leonard Nimoy back in the day.
Oh yeah.
You got to see Burt Reynolds was on it for a little bit, I believe. Who else? Like they had so many just guest appearances under the guise of they served in the Navy with him.
Yeah.
And oh dude, there's just so many. It was great.
I love shows that have so many guests on them, you know, especially ones that aren't in the comedy space, where like seeing them out of character and stuff like that.
Yep.
William Shatner was fair, but like at Brooklyn Nine-Nine, seeing Parks and Rec, seeing Michelle at Brooklyn Nine-Nine, seeing Kid
Yep.
Cudi be funny. Like,
Yep.
I love seeing the people that aren't in that.
I will say, you know what show I think is going to make these lists one day? The Rookie with Nathan Fillion and a bunch of other newer actors. Like, that show was actually surprisingly funny, and they're moving to a more sitcom-y action kind of deal. I like it. There's always that element of Nathan Fillion humor, but then there's also they have that element of this is a cop show. Like, there's still some fucked up shit you're gonna see.
Got famous, apparently. TikTok, actually, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, there was a scene. I think it was The Rookie. There was some scene right after George Floyd, with racism or some shit like that. I think it was The Rookie.
Oh,
yeah, it was, and then it absolutely skyrocketed, apparently, in viewership and everything once they saw that scene. It was the scene. I won't tell you the detail, but the character that was falsely accusing someone because he's black, yada yada, was Superman. The guy that plays Superman.
Yeah. Yep. I know who you're talking about.
Every single post about it was like 10, 15, 20 million views on like all these different platforms, and I saw it everywhere for like 3 months. And then apparently the Rookie's viewership just skyrocketed. One of the reasons why it's like 7 seasons long. So I didn't know it switched.
They're still making shows too.
Yeah. There's a season out now, isn't there?
They've definitely added a little. They're adding more of that humorous element into it. I think it's just because they realize that people are going to stay, or more people are going to stay if they add that humorous element into it. Because if it's just another cop show, it's just a reskinned cop show. So if they add that like Nathan Fillion like humor and the like that style of humor and whatnot, people are going to stay.
It's kind of have to, because there's just so many. I shouldn't say so many. There are a few cop shows that are really long lasting, like Chicago PD. It's at like 11 seasons, and all the Law and Orders and all that stuff that keep coming out, the SWATs. So I get why they have to like, what's the word? Diversify.
Yeah. Comedify, comic.
Yeah, just kind of like drift off into like more comedic way. Well, I haven't seen it in so long. I think probably like a season and a half. I don't know why I dropped it back when. Right. But I'll give it another shot. See what happens.
It's honest. It's the funniest like serious show, like the funniest like serious cop show or serious in general. That's the funniest non-sitcom show. We'll say that.
Okay. My honorable.
It's got way too many humorous elements.
Well, my honorable mentions was My Wife and Kids, Friends, Parks and Rec, Martin, and Carmichael Show. If anybody
Carmichael Show.
Yeah. If anybody wants to find good disses and be able to roast somebody, Martin. Dude, it is insane how clever the writing is. Martin Lawrence's writing for his character, because oh my gosh, dude, I've seen that show like twice and I still don't remember these jokes coming. There's the amount of bald jokes. People are so uncreative nowadays, where they say the same joke just in a different way. You know, besides friendly banter, but like people trying to roast you. No, you go back to Martin, man. The creativity is real.
Yep,
it is great. The Waynes and Martin Lawrence were just king. Oh my god.
Yeah, well, I still feel Martin Lawrence is very underrated. I don't feel like he gets his just dues.
I think as a whole, yeah. He hasn't done like a crap ton. Like,
no, but the stuff he has been legendary.
Yeah, I don't want to make this a race thing, but I think the black community really, really loves Martin. Really, really, I think it's really, 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 really attached. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was very everybody. You know,
Yeah.
you're everyone's watched it. White people, everyone's watched it. But Martin, this is not my word. This is what I've noticed over the years, and people have talked about what Martin seems to be a very like black show. Cosby Show was everybody, but Martin wasn't. I don't really know. My Wife and Kids was everybody. So like, yeah, I guess that's why it's kind of like
That's fair.
It might slightly be a community thing when it comes to like all his accolades, like outside of Bad Boys. I should put Bad Boys on one of these lists too.
Well, even Comedy Def Jam.
They fuck just like
he used to hold.
Huh? Sorry.
Oh shit! I forgot about that. Oh man, who is it? It's the devil, motherfucker. Mike, why you bring the devil in his house? Why you gotta do that? The devil is not welcome here. Oh shit, motherfucker! Mike, goddamn it! Oh shit! Great Bad Boys 2 was, oh god, it was great. All of them were good.
Yes, we're good. Third was the weakest out of all three, but they were all still very, very good.
Yeah. But there's so many parts of freaking the woosah. You guys just only you're the reason I take blood pressure medication.
Dude, when all the cadavers, or when they're in the chase, all the cadavers are flying everywhere and just hitting cars and shit. It's like, geez. Oh, only Michael Bay, I swear.
Oh, dude, that's it.
Oh my god!
All right,
what's next now? What's up the
comedy TV shows that everyone should watch, or 5 that we believe everybody should watch
for movies or TV shows? Yeah.
TV shows first.
Oh. It's all right. You go first.
No, I've been going first the whole time. You go first, boo.
Yeah, no, I'm going back to you now. I just went. You go.
Okay, fine. Stop. All right. All right, so 5 that I chose. This one was hard, but I did Blue Mountain State. I did the American version of The Office.
Okay.
Modern Family, Chappelle Show, and In Living Color.
Oh,
yeah, I did In Living Color.
Brownie points, pun intended.
You son of a bitch! Oh shit!
Okay.
I'm sorry. So this one was hard, but I did Blue Mountain State. I did the American version of The Office.
Okay.
Modern Family, Chappelle Show, and In Living Color.
Oh.
Yeah, I did In Living Color.
Brownie points, pun intended.
You son of a bitch! Oh shit!
Okay.
I'm sorry. Some of my favorite skits of In Living Color have Jim Carrey in it. In Fire Marshal Bill. Let me tell you something.
Oh my god.
Oh man. In Living Color is great.
Yeah.
Chappelle's Show is just as good too. Those two those are must watches because that was the start of a lot of legendary actors, actresses, and stand-up comedians. That was the start of a lot of their careers. Jamie Foxx, I think the Wayans were on In Living Color too. If I recall, was it In Living Color?
The Wayans,
yeah,
they did In Living Color. That was them.
Okay.
Yeah,
that was them. That's right. That's what I thought. Okay. That's what I thought. I forgot. I didn't know who directed. I know Jamie Foxx was there. The Wayans were there. Jim Carrey was there. Jamie Foxx was there. Like they're just a lot of legendary comedic stars and actors, and that's where they started. Mm-hmm. And all of it is just gold. Mm-hmm. It's just gold. So those two are. I will die on the hill. Those are must watches.
That's facts. I went slightly different. I went a little different. I went a little more. Everyone should watch as a like everybody should watch. So mine's a little bit more PG-13, less creepy, not creepy, but less profanity, craziness. I think everybody should watch Modern Family. I think that's just how it goes. I think everyone should watch because Modern Family is a lot of these I'm picking here are all around funny. They hit everybody's little points. The reason why I didn't say like Chappelle's Show or stuff like that is because that only hits a certain people because it can be very offensive and funny and dark, so it hits only a certain amount of people. So I chose Modern Family, The Simpsons, and then Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Cosby Show, and Friends. Those are mine because they're all each one has a different. They're all around funny that hits everybody's point of view. That's my choice. Simpson is just the goat, and everybody likes cartoons. And I think it's just a really good watch. The Cosby Show is family friendly, and it has jokes for it has jokes for everybody. Brooklyn Nine-Nine because it mixes action with some guns and a lot of good humor. Modern Family because it's Modern Family, and Friends because as much as people want to slash on Friends, it's still one of my favorites. It's still top 10 for me because it's just and we're living in the time of Friends right now. So actually, Friends right now to this point right here, it's actually very relatable. Friends right now for us is relatable. That's why I advise people maybe you should watch Friends again because they were 25 and we're in that age and they go up to like 35. So
right.
I get that. That was just me. There's so many. I thought about Chappelle's Show. I thought about Fresh Prince of Bel Air. What else? The Office. I almost put The Office was on here for most of the time I was doing this, but I scratched at the end because it's a different kind of humor. Everyone should watch it, but not everybody will.
Right. Yeah.
You know, it's because it's
The Office is that's a hard one because I liked it. I like the humor in it. It's one of those you either like it or you don't. You either love it or you hate it. There's no in between.
And that's the thing. That's what your list kind of was. Some of yours were, if you love or you hate it. I try to make it so it was more like you'll love one season, not like one season, then you'll love another season, and then it can be back and forth. It's all around.
Right.
That's why I try to do it. All right.
Well, you can't say that about the Chappelle Show and In Living Color. There's not an episode that's bad.
In Living Color,
all right.
Yes, you can say that 100%. But Chappelle, you could like one skit, and then the next skit be like when they get to the house of the Negroes, where the white people say the N-word the whole time, that will hit people's strengths. I'm offended for my sister's cousin's brother's black friend. So
yeah. Well, if you're not a sensitive little bitch, watch Chappelle Show.
Yeah, there you go. But all right,
so comedy movies.
Watch Modern Family.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because that's not an offensive nightmare. Yeah.
Nah, it's fine.
Nah,
it's got kids in it. It's all right.
All right. So, 5 comedy movies that I believe everybody should watch. I want to make an adjustment. I'm going to add Austin Powers to my honorable mention. I had the Austin Powers series, but that's definitely an honorable mention. I'm going to replace that with the Madea movies. And I'm going to put that 5 movies like doesn't matter who you are, but those are movies that anybody can enjoy. Those are just absolutely hilarious. I have Ace Ventura, all of them, all the Ace Ventura series. Monty Python. Again, Monty Python that's just a classic. Everybody should watch that. Not everybody's gonna like it, but I loved it, and I don't know anybody who doesn't love it. So
I know plenty of people.
I have the Friday series on here. That's just those are just great. I'm an Aztec warrior. Just freaking runs into walls because his hat's so low he can't see out of it. Those movies were great. And then I have the Rush Hour series again.
Okay. pretty good.
It was hard because I could swap any of these out. Like I could swap Monty Python for any Adam Sandler movie. I could swap out the Friday series for any movie with Martin Lawrence. Like or even not even just Martin Lawrence. You could do Tracy Morgan. Any movies he was in? The movie where him and Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis. They did that movie where they were cops.
That was Martin Lawrence.
Nope, Tracy Morgan.
That was Martin Lawrence.
Nope, it was Tracy Morgan. I know for a fact.
Martin Lawrence.
Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan did a movie.
National Security.
Cop Out. It's literally called Cop Out. 2010 comedy movie.
Okay, look at National Security. Look at that.
That is Martin Lawrence and Hank Rafferty.
That wasn't Bruce?
Nope, Hank Rafferty. That's the captain. I think. No. But no, that's Hank Rafferty. That's not Martin Lawrence, or that's not Bruce Willis.
I need to look at it again. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oops.
So yeah, there's a lot that could be on here.
I'm getting the black and whites wrong. Whoops. There's so many cop shows, man. Fuck off. That's the last one.
Yep.
All right, I got Step Brothers.
Yeah.
I have American Pie.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Honestly, I just think that's a movie everybody would enjoy. Not gonna lie, like
once you get to a certain age, yeah.
Yeah, I guess. No,
you don't need no 8-year-olds watching American Pie.
8-year-old. Well, I have one on here for younger people too. I have Kicking and Screaming. The Will Ferrell movie.
I forgot about that movie. I forgot about that movie. Oh my god, that movie was great.
Back when Asian jokes were allowed.
Yeah.
And then I have I don't really know why I did this, but I have 22 Jump Street on here. I don't think that one needs to be in there. I'd actually put Coming to America in there instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then this one, I really like this movie. I think it's well rounded that everyone should watch because there's not many good movies that are all female. I think everyone should watch this one just so they can get a good Bridesmaids.
Okay, yeah, that one. Yeah,
should watch it because there aren't many good female ones. Pitch Perfects are funny, but like there aren't really any good ones. So I'm like, I put that on there because like, if you need something that's all female, watch Bridesmaids, please. It's hilarious. It's coming out like lava. It's freaking hilarious, dude. And it just needs to be. I stick on Bridesmaid. No other movie that we've said so far deserves to be on that list. Bridesmaids needs to be, man.
I was torn. I was gonna put Wedding Ringer on here, or Wedding Crashers. Sorry, Wedding Crashers.
Isn't there Wedding Ringer too?
There is. Yeah. That's an Adam Sandler movie, I think. That's
Wedding Ringer.
That's what
Adam Sandler. No, Wedding Ringer is Kevin Hart, and then Wedding Crashers is
Wedding Crashers is Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn.
Yeah,
those were great. Crabcation football. That's what Maryland does best.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Wedding Ringer. Yep, Wedding Ringer is Kevin Hart and Josh Gad.
Okay.
Olaf.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. That's one. Haley Cuoco's in there.
Yep.
I think. Yep. Okay.
Yep. I like that.
God, this was so hard. I don't want to do this ever again.
Man. As I'm saying them, I kind of want to switch some stuff around.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm going along. I'm like, fuck. I want to put Medea somewhere. I have to.
Yeah. There's so many. Frick, man. Take 22 Jump Street out of here. I'm actually going to take 22 Jump Street out of there. I think everyone should watch 40-Year-Old Virgin. Not going to lie. I think that's a movie everyone should watch. I think every movie we said, everyone should watch.
Okay.
Everyone. all these movies you said, everyone should watch, unless you're Christian. Then you gotta cut out some of these.
Yeah.
Like real Christian, like deep in faith. Just put kicking and screaming. There's like 2 swear words.
Yeah, if you're like supremely religious,
a lot of these won't work.
yeah.
Some of them won't, like you guys still watch Cosby Show.
Yeah,
that's pretty much it. Cosby Show, kicking and screaming. Elf. That's a comedy. We can do Elf.
Yeah. Elf.
We elves stick with the 4 main food groups.
We put Family Matters on there.
And corn and syrup. Yeah.
I'm surprised that hasn't been mentioned yet. Family Matters.
There's so many. I can't. Like, I want to do that. I want to do. I even thought about Living Color. I want to do so many. I wanted to put Fresh Prince in there somewhere.
Yep, that's coming up because I have Family Matters and Fresh Prince on my list coming up soon.
For what?
First couple comedy movies, TV shows I was introduced to.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Okay, well, let's do what's next. It's the Golden Age. This one is very subjective, and it's what did you say? Because
I put 80s and 90s. That was the Golden Age. Post 90s, there really wasn't a whole lot. When you look at our lists, most of them are 90s, and there's some 80s sprinkled in there. Well, not just for TV shows. I thought that's for movies. Are we doing movies or TV shows first?
Oh, I thought it was movies first.
It is movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, movies-wise, 80s and 90s, I would say is the Golden Age. Most of these movies, like you could, I guess you could say 80s to early 2000s. But once that 2008 mark, 2007 mark hits, that's where it starts to. That's where the shift happens.
To continue, give me a little explanation why you think that more than just 80s and 90s. Because I said so.
No, well, like I said, it just all the greats happened around then. That's where you get your Happy Gilmore, your Adam Sandler movies. That's where you're getting your Beverly Hills Cops, your Rush Hours. You got just in general, the 80s and 90s was just better movies wise for everything across the board. Comedy, action, romance, everything, rom-coms, everything was just better. It really was. They just did. I wouldn't say action. I would say comedy more. They did better comedy because action wasn't good because the FX sucked. But just in general, when you look at the list from the 80s and 90s and the list from like 2000s and the late 2000s and above, much shorter compared to the 80s and 90s of like notable movies.
You mean 2000s and up, not late 2000s.
I would say, yeah. Well, I would say it's still sprinkled into the 2000s. There's still some good ones like Bad Boys.
I did 90s and 2000s.
I can see the argument, but it's just I still feel like the 80s yielded more than the 2000s. So I still feel like that 20-year period right there was still better overall, just because of the sheer amount produced.
Okay.
For movies, at least.
It's 90s and 2000s. Yeah. Let me switch it. 80s, 2000s.
That I can agree on. Easy. That I can agree on.
So technically, the golden age would be because you only have one golden age. You can't have like 6. The golden age of rock, 6. No, I'm saying is like you could technically we have to pick
one time. Yeah, my camera is all over
today. I'm gonna say prime. The golden eggs, whatever, is in the 80s and in the 2000s. But the golden age is a whole nother conversation on between the 80s and the 2000s and put the movies together. It's hard to put the golden age. I'm still going to go 2000s, but I'm gonna just say the prime times, 80s and 2000s. TV shows I had 2010s. This is 2010s, 1980s, and 1990s for TV shows.
I can agree with that. I did 80s and 90s, and then I put argument can be made for 2010s.
Argument.
Yeah, well, I can say argument can be made that 2010s alone.
Yeah,
could be the golden age.
Everything we've said for TV shows, it was 2010s. That's why I was like,
yeah.
Every Michael Schur show was 2010s. The middle went into 2000. It was 2000s, but 2010s. Modern Family's technically 2009, but like whole shows in 2010s. And then literally besides The Office and like Psych, everything else is all 2010s. Everything else you get like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, all of it.
No, well, Boston Legal, and there's a few that sprinkled into 2000s, but the 2000s was kind of a dry spell for TV shows.
For TV shows, there was only
Boston Legal is one of them,
and The Office.
Yep, I can't think of too many other than that. Blue Mountain State,
because that was back because Psych was for like 4 seasons was the most watched show on.
Good question. When did Blue Mountain State release start?
That's a good question because I have no idea.
No, 2010.
There you go. There's another name for 2010.
Yep, 2010. I thought it was older than that. Okay, but yeah, that's fair. Then because the list is so small for the 2000s, I don't think it qualifies.
No.
Boston Legal can still be counted as part of the 10s because Boston Legal lasted that long. But
yes, but the prime of Boston Legal didn't. No. And then the 80s and 90s for TV shows.
Yeah.
Probably
Family Matters, Fresh Prince.
Yeah.
Cosby Show. Well, there's so many. What else?
Cosby Show was.
That was 90s.
No, Cosby Show was 80s.
Was it?
Yeah.
No, could be.
The ending, it spilled into the 90s, like 93. I think. Let's see here. So 1984 ran for 8 seasons, so it spilled into the 90s, last 2 seasons. But I'm gonna pause this right here. I'm gonna tell you something. Cosby Show. If you guys want to show what birthed comedy and what revived it, I did a whole 5-page paper of this in high school. We had to. It was the Cosby Show. So everything that came after that is because of the Cosby Show. The comedy genre on television was at an all-time low, and it stayed there for years. What was winning was what was that? Tom Selleck, Blue Bloods.
Yeah,
it was drama was conquering for
oh my god
over a decade, and so comedy was dead like. And then
Coach Schramek would be disappointed in us. What? We didn't mention Blues Brothers.
Major Payne? Oh, he'll be all right. I'll text him later.
Sorry. Hey, Matt. What? It's been 10 years. What the fuck are you apologizing for?
I'll send you the podcast episode.
I'll send it to you. That was great. Why are you apologizing? Because we forgot Blues Brothers.
Oh my gosh! Hey, you can finally come to reunion next year. Okay.
Yeah, totally. Yeah,
you'll be fine. It birthed everything. So, give your love to a Cosby Show. You wouldn't have any of the black, and it was a black person during the time of no to the blacks. It was the time, so it was brave. Anyway. Just give it a thanks. First comedy movies / TV shows you were introduced to, and go.
Ace Ventura, Austin Powers were the movies that I was introduced to because they're not really inappropriate, other than titty guns. But
yeah,
Family Matters and Fresh Prince were the first sitcoms that I was introduced to.
You were introduced to black sitcoms?
Yeah. My dad would put those on for my sister and I every morning. When we were done getting ready for school, he'd throw those on and just say, sit here until we're ready to go. Okay. Then we'd watch Fresh Prince and you'd watch Family Matters.
Good. You got introduced to humor real fast. Nice.
Or what's that show with the Topanga? What's that show called?
Oh! Are you talking about not Monique?
Old show. That's another sitcom.
I was thinking of the Monique, but that's not.
No, what's it called?
Boy Meets Girl. Boy Meets World.
Boy Meets World. Yep, that's what it is. Boy Meets World. We also didn't mention Full House, which isn't that great, but it's a
show.
Yeah, we didn't mention Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide. That's a good kids one, but yeah. Gotta mention those for the kiddies.
Oh, I forgot to mention with the Golden Age. You can consider this a good part of the Golden Age. Not Golden Age. Every Disney sitcom. I know they're not like funny as much to us now, but they were when I was a kid, and it was like it was one of the most watched things on television of all through 2000s. So you got to remember, Disney conquered the middle school sitcom for us.
Yeah,
and everything just conquered, and even
Cartoon Network too.
Yes, and then dipping into the 2000s with some birthing of some other shows that were conquering as well. So I just want to shout out to Disney back when they were good. Now they just drop trash. What else did you have?
That's it for the first couple comedy movies, and I put 2 for each.
Oh,
you could throw on there sitcom wise, I suppose you could throw Cosby Show on there. I did dabble in that a little bit growing up.
Dabble?
You must watch. I didn't watch it entirely. I dabbled a little bit.
When he takes Denise to get the car that she wanted so bad that was a beater, and he tries to explain it when he gets back. Golden. You should have heard it. The car was like, it didn't even start. It was like thinking about it. That was, oh my gosh. Anyway, I have Mr. Bean. So for you guys, for everybody, I had to go out and search for the naughtier stuff, the better stuff when I got to high school and during study halls and stuff like that, going to a friend's house. So my first was actually Mr. Bean and the Cosby Show, of course. Those were the 2 TV shows. I lasted on Mr. Bean for a while. And Golden Girls. Didn't really watch it. It was in the house. I wasn't staring at the screen. My dad loved it. My TV shows was Dumb and Dumber. I think that was actually the first comedy movie I've ever seen. My dad actually wanted to watch it with us. He's like, let's watch Dumb and Dumber, which is really weird because it has a lot of swearing in it. But he loved the movie. So Dumb and Dumber was my first comedy movie. I was like 9. Kicking and Screaming and Goonies. I consider Goonies a comedy. If you watch it again,
that is a comedy.
Okay, so I'll make sure. Some people are like, "Ooh, it's a comedy." Dumb and Dumber, Kicking and Screaming, Goonies, prime young Tyrese, prime. I love that stuff. So that was mine. Mr. Bean. Love that stuff. Okay, I'm curious to see what your difference. What was it lasting a while? I'm curious to see the difference in old comedy to new comedy. What'd you write down for that?
Sensitivity and wokeism.
Oh, that's what you wrote.
That's the difference. The old stuff was funny. The new stuff really isn't. When it comes to movies and TV shows, the new stuff really isn't that funny. Sensitivity and wokeism has everybody and every writer scared to write any joke because someone's going to get offended by it. So back when the gloves were off and nobody had to worry about someone else's pussy being hurt, the comedy was funny.
Fair enough. I wrote down darker humor, creativity. Creativity was which just makes sense because it was more of the birth of real comedy. So creativity is vastly bigger from the 80s to 2000s. There were a lot more shots at celebrities. I wrote down this. It was the old comedy to new comedy, the start of sitcom tropes in television. There's nothing really new. No one really thinks anything new for new comedies. It's all the old comedy is kind of the birth of the sitcom tropes that we still follow to this day. No different. Every sitcom especially with the laugh track always has the glamour person and the dumbass.
Yep.
They never just have. There's never not one of those, and so that's a problem. And it gets real sour. It gets real old. But it was the birth, and the old comedy is the birth, and that's their fault. Longevity of TV shows / cancellation. The one thing that I think about is if you do the research, a lot of sitcoms in the last 10 years get canceled. A lot. I think the networks now compared to networks back then, a lot more greedy, and if they don't see an instant profit, they ditch stuff compared to back then where shows that you didn't really think. That's why there was 9 black shows all at the same time. You can't do that now. They're not gonna be like, well, everyone's watching Abbott Elementary. You're not gonna be able to make this work. It's different now. I thought that I thought I was so smart when I thought about that most of the shows back then, they go for 5 seasons, 6 seasons, and in the end, or they do sometimes get canceled. But nowadays, man, there's so many sitcoms that last 8 season and then 2 season gone. Even if it's good viewership, just good viewership, not enough. You need to have Big Bang Theory views on per episode, 2, 3, 4 million. So that's a real big difference now.
Yeah, well, corporate greed has always been on the rise since then. Mm-hmm. So that's not surprising, and I believe that. I agree with that 100%. If it's to a point now where if they're not making a 200 to 300% profit on making these shows or just in general movies, they're not making it anymore. Do you think Disney's ever going to make another Snow White?
No.
Sure, but it's going to be 60 years until that happens again, until everyone forgets about the abomination that was just released.
Yeah, probably.
And then we're going to be old and gray and, pissing in pee bags. And then we're going to be back in my day, they did such a bad job with that movie. They never made another one again. I guess they're raring to try again.
Is that how old white people talk?
That's just how old people talk in general. Just shaky and
listen here, lady.
They talk really old people talk like their vocal cords have arthritis. It's one of those.
They talk like someone's in there going like this. Listen here, honey.
Listen here, sonny.
It sounds like the Jetsons, actually.
Sounds like every old person in SpongeBob.
Yeah. I wrote down the difference now compared to old is comedians would write sitcoms back in the day.
Yep.
With laugh tracks and without laugh tracks. Comedians don't do that now. You have a couple examples of that, but they always just make one season. Carmichael Show made 2. The Crew, Kevin James made 1. Jamie Foxx made 1.
Didn't Gabriel Iglesias, isn't his show
made 2?
2?
1 made 1. And then some people just make 1. Not necessarily cancellations. They just wanted to dip into the sitcom and dip back out.
Right.
But there's so many more. But back in the day, it was SNL people and it was comedians that made it. That's one of the reasons why not Parks and Rec. Parks and Rec and Brooklyn Nine-Nine are also so big is because a lot of the cast and people that come in are all SNL.
Right.
Or at least have had a good chunk. There's a lot.
Well, that's why the 80s and 90s SNL was regarded as like the GOAT period of SNL. That's what all the Sandler guys. That's when I think Eddie Murphy was still there, or Eddie Murphy did some stuff with them. Like that was like, again, the golden age of comedy was that point, that time period. When you think of SNL skits, I don't think of any of the new shit. Not a single SNL skit from the new period.
I don't watch much.
No, nobody does. About. I'm surprised it's still running, but
because it makes a lot of views. But people still care.
When you think of SNL, you think of the Sandler era. The Sandler era, some Richard Pryor skits from back then. Yeah, he was in his. I forgot to put Blazing Saddles on my list.
Yeah.
Fuck, now I'm thinking of Gene Wilder and all that too. Fuck, God, Mel Brooks movies, the Mel Brooks movies. My grandfather used to make me watch those. I used to the old comedy, like the 60s, 70s, and earlier. My grandfather sat me down and made me watch them with him. Like the first silent movie. That's the first time I sat there for an hour and a half and not a fucking sound was played through the speakers. And the only thing you heard out of that room was my grandpa and I laughing.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say. I wrote down racial diversity as well. I wrote down back in the day. Now it's just a mix of everybody, but back in the day, it was for black shows. It was usually black shows. It was black shows and black people. Never really featured whites very much. They were there, but it wasn't frequent. Same with white shows. White shows, there was never a black. If you've seen Friends, there's like 2 black people in the entire show. Barely even in the background. Like, it's white shows, never featured black people. I don't know what it was back then about that, but that's the difference. If the cover has black people, the whole show is going to be black people. Same with whites. Nowadays, it's just a mixture of everything. You get the whole melting pot now. It's not necessarily a big difference in the 2 shows, but you can just tell by like the casting and the everything. It's just a huge difference now. Which is neither are as good or bad either. Like, it's not. Neither are good or bad. Sorry, I was dodging the demons.
Dodging the haters.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next one here. Top five sitcoms for you. Go.
I have Modern Family. I have Office. Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Community, and then Parks and Rec.
Community.
Community and Parks and Rec.
Okay. I have 2 lists. I'll just do the combo one here. I have The Office. I have Modern Family. My Wife and Kids. Cosby Show. Family Guy. Those are mine. But for my other list I have is top 5 sitcoms with a laugh track. I have The Cosby Show, My Wife and Kids, Last Man Standing, Rules of Engagement, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Sitcoms without laugh track: Office, Modern Family, Parks and Rec, B99, Family Guy. Common, I guess that's very common.
Yeah,
one there. Just all Michael Schur. And yeah, those are my lists. I didn't really mention Last Man Standing or Rules of Engagement through this entire thing.
No, I'm surprised neither of us did.
I love Rules of Engagement. I think it's actually a quite big underrated sitcom in my opinion. Not prime time, but David Spade and Patrick Warburton, and just golden. David Spade needs to play someone else other than a pervert. He plays the pervert and the rich guy that has a lot of sex very well in Rules of Engagement, but he always plays the same person. And then Last Man Standing, I really do, except for the last season, I really do like all 8 seasons of Last Man Standing. For you political people out there, Republicans, I should say, watch Last Man Standing. It's good stuff. And apparently, Tim Allen is playing he plays the opposite of his point of view, I believe. I remember correctly. So he plays a Republican.
He's very Republican.
No.
Tim Allen is very Republican.
I don't think so.
Yeah. That's why that show got canceled. So quickly, actually. That's why it got canceled, because he's very Republican and they didn't like Republican ideas. Republican. Yeah, they didn't like Republican ideas being made popular on the TV, and since it's mainly liberal and Democrat run, they shut it down.
And then Fox was like, "Oh, we have Family Guy. We'll just bring you back for another 3 seasons."
Right.
And then they ended after that. Thank God they brought it back. I guess it was right. Then what am I thinking of? I can't remember. That's stupid. There was a sitcom that he played the opposite point of view of his own beliefs on purpose, so he could like get the other side. So it was a lot of he would preach all about Republican stuff, but he was Democrat, and a lot of the episodes he would fight with Democrats, which are actually his points of view, just so they can have like he can see the ins and outs of both sides, just for shits and giggles. I can't remember the freaking whatever. It was a good idea. I think that's it. If we had a lot of followers, I'd say comment and see what shows we missed, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm missing, because I feel like there's so many. I feel like I'm missing so many movies and TV shows that deserve to be on here.
Yeah.
Oh, quick question before we end this. Is there a movie? Not a movie. There's so many movies that are trash. Is there a TV show? We didn't talk about this. That is doo-doo. That wasn't funny. A bad comedy TV show. Or at least didn't hit your comedy.
Seinfeld. Hot take. Seinfeld is just not funny to me.
Over here, it's cold. I agree.
That was always the one I just never understood. Like Seinfeld humor, just
it didn't hit. It never hit.
No.
Well, sometimes, but I'm gonna say a lot of people actually, a lot of men will say Friends, but they're lying. I would say small sitcom, Till Death. It's like 3 seasons. Do you remember Everybody Loves Raymond? I forgot that.
Yep.
That was actually another intro sitcom for me. Everyone Loves Raymond. Robert, he had a little spinoff called Till Death. That was 3 seasons long. And it featured it was his casting. I can't remember the chick's name. But JB Smoove. That was the first introduction to JB Smoove back in like the 90s.
Yep.
Was that sitcom. Not very good.
You know, I have another one that it might be a hot take. The first couple seasons.
Okay, sorry, go.
Yeah, sorry, yeah, go. Yeah, Jody. Yeah,
no. Joey. There's a spin-off of Friends.
I've seen clips. Not good.
Bad money grab. Bad. You can go now. Bad money grab.
I can see that. This may be a hot take. 2.5 Men.
Oh.
The first couple seasons were like phenomenal. They were hilarious.
Yeah.
But then after the first couple seasons, like, all right, this is just a reskin. And it just was a continuous reskin until Charlie Sheen started doing Charlie Sheen things. And then Ashton Kutcher came in to replace him.
He didn't do. Ashton Kutcher was fine.
He was fine, but again, it was just another reskin.
We forgot the ranch.
Not gonna lie, ranch is kind of duty.
No.
If that show got rid of the drama and kept the drama out of it, and it was just comedy, it would have been great. Because the drama it wasn't even a good drama comedy.
It was a good drama. It wasn't a good.
Not even good drama. Abby is the most detestable character ever. The most poorly written character I have ever witnessed. At least in the later seasons, she was terribly written.
she can be terribly written. The drama part was fine. The jokes were hit or
Jokes were
miss.
great. Yeah.
It was like the beginning was good. And it wasn't Ashton Kutcher or what's his name's fault. But it was fine. I liked it a lot. I think it was because the drama actually sucked me in more than the humor did. I also think it didn't need a laugh track.
No, it didn't.
I think that was one of the shows where I think if you just didn't have it, it wouldn't necessarily make it better, but I didn't think it needed it. I don't think. No.
Yeah, well,
I've never said that about a sitcom before like that, but I don't think it needed it. Like I don't think it needed to be in live audience.
Well, the format that they had it in, it did. The format of the zingers that they would do when they were giving each other shit and whatnot, that it did. It wasn't like Blue Mountain State where it was like, all right, clearly like this is so out of pocket and funny, like you're gonna laugh regardless of a laugh track or not. Like the purpose of a laugh track is like jokes that may hit or may not hit.
That's for quick witted humor that people.
Right. Yeah. So like that makes the people have to do a double take like, oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. So I kind of see it. There's some things like if you think about some of the jokes in the show, you can kind of, okay, I can see why somebody wouldn't laugh at this because they're dumb, but
fair. I'm trying to think of another movie that was or another TV show that did not hit. Oh, Jamie Foxx's his little sitcom from like 3 years ago or whatever it was. That one didn't hit very well. I didn't think that one, the one from like 3 years ago, I didn't think that was very funny. I can't remember what it's called. It's on Netflix. It wasn't very good. I don't know because it's Jamie Foxx. He's a funny dude. Do you know what I'm talking about? Because I can't remember the title of that show.
Wasn't Jamie Foxx.
It was Jamie Foxx's little sitcom. I'm actually looking right now.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know.
Dad, stop embarrassing me. That's what it's called. I think. Wait,
no.
Wait, yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Wait, hold up. Yes, it is. It's called Dad, Stop Embarrassing Me.
Well, they had the Jamie Foxx show.
That was funny, but this show here, Dad's Not Embarrassing Me, 8 episode sitcom, 2021. Out of a lot of sitcoms, it's on the weaker side.
That's fair. I mean, it's 2021.
I think it was the cast.
It's hard to watch or get into any newer sitcoms or newer TV shows because how heavily scrutinized everything is going to be.
Yeah.
Because of sensitivity and wokeism bullshit being forced upon media and then because it being stuffed down our throats too. Yeah. And then media's need to, we need to stuff down this to people's throats because then maybe it'll actually change people. Why aren't we making money? We can't figure out why. We don't understand why this show's doing so bad.
Yeah.
Huh. Weird.
Yeah. That's why like before 2010. That's why like Marlon was one of the last shows to do really well for sitcoms, especially on Netflix. If you haven't seen Marlon, go watch it. It's like 2 seasons, not very long at all.
Well, that's who's making all the shows now. That's who's making all the shows, all the sitcoms, all the comedy movies. The major streaming platforms, they're the ones making money off of them. When you think of anything post 2010, 2015 that's making these shows and these movies that are actually making money, it's the streaming platforms because they don't give a fuck about a political agenda. They're making they don't care what it's about so long as it's good, and it does good. So you can get any genre you want, and they've done that. Game of Thrones. Tell me a television platform that's going to stream fucking incest like they have, or just the amount of just rape that has happened in that show. Show me a fucking channel. Give me one. Think of one. No, there's not. There's not a single one. There isn't. HBO. Besides HBO, Netflix, and Hulu.
Not even Hulu.
Not even Hulu. But well, yeah, Hulu's not big enough yet. But when now that Disney owns them, they're fucked. But Netflix and HBO, those are the only two. When you think of any good movies or TV shows that hit that funny bone, that have that funny, that raw, just pure comedy, in general comes from them, Netflix or Hulu, or Netflix or HBO.
Yeah, mostly HBO.
You want to know why? Do you know why? You get it? It's because they're not pushing a fucking political agenda.
Oh, yeah, I get that, yeah.
Weird. It sells. Who would have thought that I want to come home, I want to watch something funny, not something trying to shove a political fucking agenda down my throat. Facts. After a long, hard day of working, the last thing I want to do is listen to someone shove a political agenda down my throat. And that is 99% of anybody who has a day job in a 9 to 5. Nobody wants to deal with that shit.
Yep.
Anyways, rant over.
Calm down. I was gonna. Last thing I was gonna say is, can you give me a funny white woman in a sitcom? But I was gonna.
That's hard. Yeah, that's asking a lot.
In a laugh track sitcom, I should say. Yeah, I think.
Parks and Rec isn't a laugh track, but even then.
Oh, just Amy Poehler was hilarious.
Yeah, but that's not a laugh track.
Yes, but yeah. So with
a non-laugh track or laugh track, just a laugh track in general.
With a laugh track and excluding Friends.
Kaylee Cuoco, maybe. Even then, she wasn't really that funny.
Okay, I'll give you that one. She was okay. She's funny.
She had moments in the show where like the show was written to be funny because she's just a normal person.
Yeah,
that's a hoe. So,
but other than that,
yeah,
I feel like I think that's something people need to work on. Because I thought about that while we were talking. I don't think I can name anyone that's in laugh track that's actually funny. Woman, white. Why? Somebody tell me.
Laugh track. Okay, well, remember, I think it's Ted Bundy. It was one of his wife. Yeah, that wasn't bad.
Yes.
Franny.
Who?
Franny or Fran?
From?
That's a sitcom. Hold up. Am I thinking of the name wrong?
Franny.
It might be. Oh, it's called The Nanny.
I haven't seen The Nanny.
It started in it started on CBS November 3rd, 93 to 99. Fran, that wasn't bad. That was a female lead. That wasn't bad.
I guess you could say Gilmore Girls too. Actually, no, think about it. Not Gilmore Girls. Golden Girls. Old ladies for old ladies. They could crack a joke.
Chuck. Well, that's not laugh track.
Nope. See, we have a problem. There's a problem. Black women, all of them. We have a problem. Why are they not funny? Like I was just thinking that because when I was talking about rules of engagement, not funny. The wife is not funny at all.
I guess you could say Roseanne if you were into that kind of humor.
Yes, if you're in that kind of humor, I guess. But yeah.
OG Roseanne, not the new one.
Yeah.
The new one tried to push the opposite political agenda of big media, and that didn't end well.
Yeah.
And even then, it wasn't really funny. I can't think of any.
Yep.
I really can't. There's like 2.
Industry's got to work on that because I don't know why. I don't know why you can make everyone else funny in the group, but then when it comes to her, she can't hit. Why can't you just make it like the chick from Modern Family? Look, mom, why can't you just nail her? Why can't you nail the writing like her? It's just.
Yeah,
I just
well, that's not a laugh track either.
Yes. See what I mean? It's only laugh tracks, man. It's a curse. Like if
to be fair, laugh tracks are going out of style.
Yeah.
To be fair, a lot of the newer stuff coming out, to be fair, laugh tracks are completely getting phased out. That 70s show, maybe. Donna.
Yes. Okay.
And Jackie.
There's another one, yep.
Eric's mom, Kitty.
Okay.
I suppose.
But
There's
from
a
a very
few.
long time ago.
Yeah, they're old.
And there's been the wife in Last Man Standing, hit or miss. It was very hit or miss. So it was like the sisters, the younger sisters.
So you can't even do the Lopez
usually-
show.
No.
You can't even do George Lopez because, well, she's not white. She's
No.
Hispanic.
Alrighty. Well, so I think for next episode we can kind of find
We're
some.
ending this episode with we both got a shit doses. Goodbye.
We can find some stuff, but yeah, I really, really, really have to go. So I'm going to say sayonara right now.
To all of our listeners, I am in control of what we do next week. Brush up on your expanded universe of Star Wars.
Oh
Until
boy!
next time. That's-
EA Sports is in the game.
Ugh.
All right. Well, that was comedy. And please mark down because I know I'm missing some. So please put in the comments.
Like,
Sometimes we get comments.
comment,
Please, because I'm missing
subscribe.
some. It's gonna piss me off, and I'm gonna while I'm working tomorrow, I'm going to remember all the
dude.
ones, and I'm gonna
That's
be like,
always
yo.
how it works. We do the show, and then the next day, fuck! I forgot to add this one. It's gonna be like that all week. It's probably even gonna be a couple weeks, to be honest.
Yeah.
It's always gonna be like that.
Scrolling and be like, oh my gosh, yeah.
Yep.
I forgot happy endings. I just thought of that right now too. Happy endings.
So listeners, don't hate us. It's not that we forgot about. Well, we definitely did forget about these shows. It's not that they're not good. It's just the fact that they're so good they can be interchanged. You can literally take all of ours that we've listed off the list and add different ones, and we probably wouldn't argue.
The only one that stays is Modern Family. Other than that, anything else can be interchangeable.
Yeah, Modern Family.
Personally.
Well,
you could even take. I could take The Office if you give me some stacked lines. I could take The Office off and put a lot of other ones. In front
honestly, when it comes to movies are a dime a dozen. They were all so good. Like I wouldn't argue. But Modern Family, yeah, I guess as far as like how well rounded it was humor wise, you can't really beat it.
Yeah.
And honestly, the best parts of that entire show were when the gay couple were going through some kind of crisis, and then when Sofia Vergara and Ted Bundy were having their spats.
Yeah.
When either of those came up, because Phil and what's her name, that was a hit or miss.
Claire.
Yeah, the hit or miss on whether or not like I would skip through it and just totally ignore it, or I'd be laughing my ass off. But every single time the gay couple came up, I watched every fucking second of it with my eyes spread wide open. Just because something was gonna happen, like Fizbo the clown, dude. I can't tell you how hard I laughed that episode at Fizbo. And Fizbo the clown beating the shit out of somebody's dead. Just stop messing with my husband. Just beats the shit out of this dude dressed like a clown. That was great.
Beautiful.
And then the humor, the old humor you get from Ted Bundy, like when they went to Disney World or Disneyland. He's like, "Don't wear those shoes, honey. They're gonna bother you. They're gonna be in pain." No, I'm not. I'm not going to be in any pain. I'm going to be fine. 30 minutes in, honey, sit down. Are your feet hurting? No, they're fine. They're fine. Goes and gets sleepers. Do they have more? Do they have them in purple? Dude, it was great. It's just that old like marriage humor
yeah. And I'm very glad. I'll say this last thing. I'm very glad that when you first watch Modern Family, when you see Sofia Vergara and you like get introduced and she likes this old guy, whatever, you kind of feel, if you haven't seen the show, you kind of feel like she's gonna be played as like the whore or like the hot chick with the boobs out or like the sexy whatever, and then you get to like actually watch the show, and they barely even go into any of those directions.
They don't,
which I liked.
I did too.
She the clothes she wears, but she's just big. She's big breasted.
She's got big titties. Yeah.
Nothing you can really do about it. But like there's not too harp on the gold digger sexy side, whatever. They hash that shit out first episode, second episode, and then you get into meat and potatoes. When I first watched it, that's the first thing I thought. I was like, I already know her character.
Mm-hmm.
I already know her character. And then I was like, after the first episode, never mind.
Nope, that's not her character.
I don't. I like this better. Thank you.
Oh, and
Thank
Manny.
you for giving her
my God. Manny is great. When I have a kid, when I have a son, if he's not like Manny, I'm going to be so disappointed. I'm going to be so upset. Oh, boy. I'm going to be so mad because dude.
I love Manny. I think Manny is the most out of sitcoms I've seen out of kids. I think Manny is probably the closest I would like my son to be. I don't think anyone really beats like Manny, like kid Manny.
No,
it's golden.
Yep. I can't think of a bad moment with Manny in it.
He's just a good kid.
Yep.
It's a good innocent.
Meanwhile, kid. Phil and Claire's kids, I could go without ever seeing them on the show again.
I think I love them. I think one of the funniest.
The son's funny because he's just an idiot.
The son's funny. I actually think the son is the funniest, and I think it goes the smart girl, and then it goes the dumb one.
Oh, I forgot about her. Yeah, the smart girl. She's good. She's funny.
She's funny. But, I love it when she like has confidence. She gets her boyfriend, her firefighter boyfriend, and she has confidence in her like sex life, whatever, and she's just spilling shit out in front of everybody. And then Claire is just like in absolute awe. And then Phil is about to have a fucking heart attack. I was like, because you go through like 8 seasons of her just getting nothing, shy, bad with women, and as soon as she gets some, she's just everywhere about it.
Mm-hmm.
Like she's like, "Oh, you think you're having sex? Well, you should hear about it." And it's just like I was like, "Oh,
it's always the quiet ones, man."
Yeah, exactly. Jeez, someone's growing up. And
it's always the quiet ones. They touch every 50 fucking shades of gray. All right, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and,
always the case.
Those quiet ones, always the Christians. And she.
It's always a pastor's daughter. What do you mean?
Yeah. But I'm trying to think quickly. I think most of the time kids are just stupid in sitcoms. That's why Manny really sticks out. I think because everyone else is maybe not always like stupid, but just never mind. Yes, okay. Manny is my son. Eve from Last Man Standing is my daughter. Eve, the soldier, the man, the mom, the girl that goes hunting, kill shit. She beats up boys. I want the badass. I want the badass daughter.
You want the tomboy.
Yeah, exactly. That marries a man, but the tomboy. Yeah, I want all of that.
You know what? I love that. I love that trope every time. The tomboy marries a man who's just this weak, little insecure nothing, and then it's just the confident, badass tsundere that's just like fucking controlling and what. Yeah, that's always hilarious to me.
That's exactly what she goes for.
Shut up. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what she goes for too in the show. She plays soccer, breaks his kid's ankle. And then he like asks her out of like sadness. She's like, okay, fine. And they go out for a while. She just breaks his ankle. I'm your bitch now.
Get over here.
Exactly. But then she goes into like the Navy and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, that's my daughter right there. Badass. Yeah, badass.
I would be a proud uncle if you have a daughter that goes in the Navy. I'd be like, shit, mate. You're a tear in my eye and everything.
Navy SEAL.
You know, I don't actually think there's been a female Navy SEAL yet.
I thought there was. Maybe not. Look that up quick. We got to end this. This is 2 hours, and I don't have to shit anymore.
Can you absorb that shit?
And it came out.
No, as of 2024, there are no women who are Navy SEALs. They've entered the training pipeline, but no women has yet to complete the program and earn the SEAL designation.
I wonder if anyone's gotten close.
I don't know. That's a good question. But
watch, give it a couple more years, and they're gonna be so much crying that they're gonna make the test easier.
No. That's the Marines and the SEALs. Those are the Marine SEALs and I think Rangers, but Rangers lacks a little bit. Marines and the SEALs are the only two that will not ever change their. If anything, they make them harder as time goes on.
We'll see.
They will not change their standards for anybody. They don't care who you are. You must complete the standard before you even get pinned.
Conquers everything.
No.
Just you wait. Just you wait. All it takes is a pussy president. Just you wait. Maybe not right now. We got 4 years of Trumpy. But the next one, you know what? Wait for it to be a woman as president. Probably should cut this out. Wait for the woman.
Well, even then, the thing is, I think people, regardless of what political side of the aisle you stand on, I don't think anybody's willing to mess with the SEALs because that is supposed to be the hardest and the best of the best. Just anybody can get in. Doesn't matter what your gender is. That is supposed to be the hardest, like, detachment, fucking battalion group of the military to get into.
About sitting in the mud with your hands in the air for 36 hours.
Oh, bitch, I have all of SEALs training on Blu-ray. I will send them to you.
Man,
it is not.
That's fine.
That's all right. Go do it then.
Mud.
You go do it then. Huh? Get my back fixed. I'll go do it with you.
All right, let's go. Let's go run.
Well, we gotta fix my back, and then I gotta lose all this weight and be able to run 20 miles. But
no, you don't need to do that. What you need to do is you need to just do the back, lose the weight, and play football. That's all you need to do. That's all I want you to do. You're not going to regret it.
I know I won't regret it, but the problem is getting the back fixed first. I can't get the VA to do anything. So I have to wait until I can get a job and then get insurance, and then I'll probably have to pay a retardedly high copay in order to get my back fixed.
Probably.
Unfortunately. Or just pay out for it completely out of pocket. That is the unfortunate reality of my situation.
Well, all right. Let's end this.
Yep. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you next one.
White people. Okay.
Bitch.